a balanced life. But what is a balanced life now? I think that has been redefined. What is a
balanced life? Yes.
What is a balanced life?
3 years back, I used to do these programs called work-life balances. And I tried doing it myself till I realized one day there is no such concept as work-life balance.
Yes.
It is one life. Don't treat it separately. Think about it. Blackberries, as an example, has changed the way we work completely. Now, okay, I may sound like a workaholic, and in fact, most people would consider me as a workaholic, but then again, depends on how you define workaholic. I take my son for bowling.
How many hours do you work a day?
I don't time myself.
Well, there you go. That's a true sign of a workaholic.
You ask me how much
till the time you're awake.
I'll tell you what. I could be watching a movie in the afternoon if I have to. I could be going out to my son's school in the morning, dropping him, spending time with him, reading books with him in the morning. Yet there may be times I may be working at 9 o'clock in the evening. Then I would going out for movie at 10, and I'm a movie buff. I don't miss any movie. So 10 o'clock, I try not to miss any movie. But 10 o'clock I would be going to the cinema, watch the movie, come back at 1 o'clock, and then while my wife is putting my son to, I just may check my emails. There's nothing wrong in that. I mean, you're just utilizing time.
But that's how you work.
How you utilize time. If you learn how to utilize time, which means I'm not speaking of time management. Work out a different paradigm, self-management. Learn to manage yourself. Don't look forward. 9 to 5 is my working hours. After that, I switch off.
But that world is gone.
Even though I switch off my mobile phone also. And I think we are, if we are talking about people who are actually starting their career at this point of time, so they need to get more, serious about things, and they should not start demanding things which, you will actually earn them in a couple of years and a couple of months and all that time. So I think what Farhad meant, once you're starting, you should not be making choices that I don't need to work on a Saturday. I don't need to work on a.
You need to be a workhorse.
You need to be, and you should be available. Because as as your as you're working and your people get to see your work and you perform and all these kind of things, they add up to your credibility, and then you become
you're in that position
for a certain position. So that's what my perspective is.
It's just a matter of time. I mean, initially,
in the beginning, I think
we have to go on a commercial break.
So soon.
So soon. Short commercial break. We'll be back really soon. Please don't go too far.
Okay.
Welcome back from the break. Thank you so much for watching the show today. We're talking about where have all the jobs gone, and also it seems it's molded a bit. We're also talking about the mentality of new graduates and why they are not finding a successful ground and opportunity for jobs because their mentalities aren't actually right. So we're talking to Farhad and we're talking to Essa from QB and Navitas, CEO. And head of training and development. Absolutely. Okay, you've graduated.
Yeah.
And you're looking for a job, mashallah. You're looking for a job. First and foremost, what is the problem with counseling nowadays? Are they not being told where to go, how to interview, how to project themselves, what attitude to have? Can we talk a little bit about that?
I believe at this point of time, counseling itself does not exist in its true essence these days, and I never got to see a counselor in my school life. We heard that there was a counselor at our university. I never met her or him anytime. So yes, we all are victims of not getting the right counseling. We chose our subjects. Many of us did that, chose a subject which we felt that, were good for us. However, we didn't get that kind of chance. So counseling is a very, very major element which is missing in our schools, in our universities.
Issa, which university did you go to?
I went to IOBM.
Okay.
Yeah, and my schooling, initial schooling was coming from city school.
Yeah.
And I never got to see a counselor over there. Maybe she was there. Maybe we were too scared to visit her because, as a counselor, that person is supposed to be very helpful towards
making it. Yes, very approachable.
No, do this. I tell you, this is right. This is wrong. Okay, I'll do it. So
you were exposed to a conventional boss.
Yeah, the conventional boss, and we are always feeling scared, and then, okay, let's decide, let's take a risk and all these kind of things. So the counseling is very much missing in our education institution, and that is something which could be play a very pivotal role in establishing the student's career.
He's looking at you, Farhad, to kind of jump in now because you decided, in 2 minutes, you'll take the cue from him.
Yeah, my time is over.
I am not going to counseling.
My producer told me to 2 minutes.
Yes, don't remind me of that one. Okay, counseling. There are other things that the graduates can do. It's not such a hopeless situation. And I just wanted to work out a different positive paradigm. Therefore, I said there is no issue with jobs. It is just difficult. You can't deny that. It is a problem. Having said this, there are still things that people can be doing. And if you have to find out the solution in terms of what needs to be done, for example, people need to be clear what they're cut out to do. I think that is where counselors and mentors in the education institutes can really help a lot.
Point.
Not everybody is suited to be an entrepreneur. There's lots of people who are what you could call skillpreneurs. So you have the entrepreneurs and you have the skillpreneurs. Skillpreneurs have good skills and they need to capitalize on that skill, add value to the organization. So when you go into for an interview, understand which organization you're going into.
If you change, let's say, 3 different career paths, then you have knowledge from each one of those. And in this world, which is getting more and more interconnected, you might have an edge.
Why do you want to work in that organization? What problem of theirs can you solve? As I said, critical hiring is still important. There are organizations, they're laying off people. If you come to them with a solution, they will hire you. What does solution mean? You go to them, you tell them you know the organization. You tell them what kind of challenges they face. Give them an idea. The more detail you spend, the better it is. I still to date find people who are making resumes which go into 20 different companies or emails and they don't even know you.
Even sometimes we find resumes, if you see, I'm sorry, I'm cutting your veins. If you have somebody's advertising 6 jobs, they apply for all these 6 jobs. You know, and that kind of shows a lot of disinterest के कहीं भी मिल जाए और कहीं तो किसी तरह मेरा CV पहुंच जाए. You should advertise for or apply for the job which is advertised and which your requirements fulfill for that.
To use a very simple analogy, look at the kind of detail that goes into cricket today. At one point in time, it was only bowling, speed, distance, where the ball falls. Look at the kind of data analysis, which sixes, in which direction, fours in which direction. Look at the kind of in-depth study they're doing. That shows that you can develop the talent, you can harness that talent. Young people, new people, they want a job, they need to find out which company they're going into. Why are they going into that company? What natural knack or talent they possess for doing that job. They have jobs. People want people.
Okay, but for example, if I can just flip this for a minute, that because up till now we're kind of projecting that, kids aren't that motivated or they're not pushing themselves enough or they're not curious enough or, they're really just not hungry enough for that job. Imagine you have a great degree, you were a good kid, you've worked really hard your entire life, You got a good background. You got a good background, you're curious, you've done your homework about the company, you've gone in, you didn't get the job. Okay? You didn't get any job.
Well, that's also a scenario.
That does happen.
That does happen,
and
yes.
You're just not getting a job and you are losing heart. What do you suggest for young individuals like that, young women and young men?
Yeah.
Firstly, don't lose heart.
Okay.
It's part of life. You have good days, you have bad days. You'll survive. At the end of the day, you'll survive. That's the kind of confidence that they need to have. Every individual needs to have. Even if I get thrown out tomorrow, I need to have the confidence that I can live up and I can survive. If they get out, as long as they need to understand, they still have the brains, they still have the mind. They can
but they still need to be productive. Can they do an internship? Can you give suggestions? How do they stay productive?
If you see of new people, internships it's better than staying in a jobless situation. You might as well have something. Go learn something. You don't have to be making money every single day. If you find that the times are hard, you desperately need a job. You can't get anything. Get into an internship situation. Whatever money you get, you need to understand what is your priority. Making a career or working. You can get work very easily. Making a career takes a lifetime.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Okay, another very important subject, I think, which we have to touch upon, especially in this country. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen everywhere because networking works everywhere. If dad is Princeton and Harvard Business Review and blah, 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 it works everywhere. Okay? Here, and I'm quoting a friend of mine who comes from a very influential family.